in a way, if we'd had this discussion 12 months ago, this wouldn't be a question. But it is, because of the crisis we're in at the moment, it is. And when we've got a very real gap to fill now. And I think just about everyone would say, yeah, renewables are great. I mean, it's a sensible way forward. But when we've got an energy gap and we need energy security at the moment, and the Russia problem is highlighting all of that, don't we have to fill that gap with something like shale gas?
I would say what's happening at the moment is the Ukrainian crisis is being exploited, and there's no public mandate for the government to double down on their fossil fuel addiction in this crisis. And ultimately, renewable energy is, as you say, the cheapest form and the quickest form of energy that could be rolled out. Obviously, insulating homes and many other things that the government are just completely failing to do. It just seems like they're intent on protecting the interests of their rich mates. And ultimately, this isn't a cost of living crisis, it's a cost of living scandal, because it is a political decision, and the same people making record profits from the energy crisis right now are also the ones that are destroying life on Earth and causing untold suffering to millions of people right now, let alone what's coming in the future. And one thing that really keeps me up at night is this additional risk of multiple breadbasket failure, where multiple bread crops can fail at the same time, and we won't see panic buying over toilet roll when there's no supply issue. This is a genuine food issue in our country, and we need to take action right now to secure a livable future. That's what the UN General Secretary is saying. It's not us. We're just here. I glued myself to the road in Lambeth Bridge on Vauxhall Roundabout yesterday, and of course I don't want to get arrested. I had a high-flying career, but, we just need to do all that we can, and we need the people out in the streets. We can't be bystanders anymore. We need to tell the government to get off of their addiction to fossil fuels.
You've made your presence known. Most people in the country now know of Extinction Rebellion. You've got millions of people who could be advocates for you, but the strategy you've taken has alienated so many of them. Why is it that you've taken that far more combative approach?
Obviously, we don't mean to alienate, and the media do alienate us. So I would encourage people to, rather than just read about us, to come and meet us. And ultimately, civil resistance is completely justified in this moment. I've been diagnosed with eco-anxiety, but it just means that I care essentially, and you expect our leaders, our government, to also care to keep us safe. And they're in climate denial. They're literally going in the opposite direction. So it really, history shows us that, in a moment like this, the only thing we can do is take to the streets. And as we did in the past, we need everyone to come out on the streets now. We cannot be bystanders.